I'm pretty sure the one Panda wants me to watch has like 3,000 episodes. That's an anime though.
I'll tell you how I got started in K-dramas. Many moons ago, I was living in a place where we didn't have cable TV, we didn't have internet, we had like nothing, right?
Mhm.
Very out in the middle of nowhere. And we
Mhm.
had a TV antenna that we could pick up a Korean channel for some reason. No
Mhm.
idea why. I'm in the middle of nowhere in Georgia. Why is there a Korean channel over the
Right.
air on an antenna? So it's one of the 3 channels I could get, and we just would have it on just to watch something.
Uh,
Um, and I came home from work one day, and the TV was on just for background noise. And I
mhm.
look up, and this couple's having a conversation that quickly turned into an argument. She was arguing over something. He was saying she was doing something. She had a bag of groceries in her hand,
Mhm.
and she took out a baguette and started beating this man with the baguette in the middle of the argument. And I said, "What is going on here?" Because
Yeah.
it didn't have subtitles; it was just Korean. I
Oh,
was like, "I have
wow.
no idea what's going on." So I started making up stories in my head for these people.
Yeah.
Um, and then I get back into the real world where we have internet and all these things again. And I'm like, "Oh, this is an actual thing I can find. Hold on." So
Mhm.
I started watching it then.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I think I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember how. Oh, my sister-in-law recommended one. She had started watching Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha. And I was like, oh, I'll have to watch that one. And I fell in love with them. I thought they were so fun. And they just put me in a good mood and happy spirit. And then that's why I was like, you know what? That's what I need. Because at the end of the day, of being a mom of 2 and working and being tired and stuff, I don't wanna
Mhm.
watch anything that's not, like, lighthearted, and so
Right.
I just
Right.
I just fell in love with the whole storytelling that they would get in these, in their dramas and stuff, way more than any that I watched here in the US. So, I mean, I'm still watching them in the US, but you know what I mean, that were made in the
Right.
US, right? I just
Yeah,
love
Cindy,
the
I've watched the Platform 1, but not 2 yet.
yeah.
That is an intense movie to watch.
Which one?
The Platform.
The
The
platform.
concept is it is a prison that you are in, and you are at a certain level based on the things that happened in your life. But they
Oh,
feed you from the top down, and there's a platform that goes down. And so
hmm.
if you've done all the awful things, this platform that feeds you gets all the way down to the bottom with no food. So
Mhm.
you're like fighting for scraps and things, and it's
Yeah.
more psychological than anything.
That
But oh
that
my
kind of
goodness.
reminds me, there was a US one, Snowpiercer, I think, was
Mhm.
kind of that same
With the
concept,
train?
except for more horizontal, right? Because we were on the
Oh,
train,
Yeah.
and those in the front were, like, the elite, those in the back were the ones with the
Yeah.
straps. So it's kinda
Similar
similar.
make
concept.
yourself
Yeah. Very
okay.
interesting. Cindy says 303 floors.
Was it that many? I didn't
She just
remember.
called them her shows. She didn't call them papers. My shows, I'm watching my shows. What do you want?
I love that we're getting access to more and more of them easily, though.
Yeah,
'Cause it used to be
definitely.
very difficult to find them.
Mhm. Exactly.
And I think we have the movie Parasite and Squid Game to thank for that. Because now that they realize there's
Squid
money in
Game,
it.
yeah, I saw the first one, and my son keeps telling me, "Mom, the second one's coming out."
In
He's
2
caught
days?
bits and pieces, like, through shorts and stuff, so he feels
Mhm.
like he's seen the whole show.
Oh, no.
But yeah, there's
How how old is your son?
he's 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully not seen the whole thing.
hopefully not. Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, what do you know?"
Hopefully not.
Right? Oh my gosh. Ah.
Yeah, that is gonna be a must watch for me this coming weekend, season 2.
Did it come out?
It comes out on the 26th, so the day after Christmas.
Oh, wow. Okay, good to know. Good to
Not
know.
really a
Nothing
Christmas
else.
theme, but
Right, exactly. Oh, Panda, you haven't gotten into them, huh?
You just got to find the one that opens the door,
That's right.
and
Yes.
then once you find that one that hooks you, you're done. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. What is Squid? Squid Games. It's games that adults are played that they play that are based on kids games. However, if you don't win or you mess up in the game, you basically get murdered or you die or you fall off a platform to your death,
Mhm.
or it's almost like Hunger Games where somehow you die basically. So it'll be like red light, green light, but then if you get caught, you get shot. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
kind of like that.
Wow.
But it's not just
That's not good.
a
No.
normal. It's by a giant doll.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
there's always something a little off to it.
But the reason they're
Uh,
playing the game is because there's money at stake. And so they're trying to get this pot of money. And they don't realize at first that if they don't win, they get killed. Like that's not part of that wasn't a rule that they were explained when they were offered to play this game.
They showed up on day one to this competition, and surprise.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you may not make it back home.
Was that No Panda liked the movie a lot? I never watched it, or the television show. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
He liked it a lot. I never watched it.
Yeah. You talking about Squid Games?
Bollywood.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't get me started about Bollywood now.
I haven't seen Bollywood.
No.
It's
You
on my
want
list
some-
of things to watch. I haven't watched it.
You want some completely crazy stories? There you go.
But here's the thing with some of the Bollywood movies, they have really great music.
Oh yes, they do. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing the music. Like I can't understand a word they're saying, but the beat is just right on point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Well, Michael, now that you're back, my children are literally at the door waiting for me to be done because I've been in here for like 10 hours. Apparently, I'm like, he hasn't even been live 10 hours,
Well,
Well-
there are rooms for a change.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for coming up
Yes,
and
thank
agreeing to
you.
do this.
This is lovely. I've loved hanging out with you guys and meeting you, getting to meet you on live. This is fun. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Merry Christmas if you're celebrating. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the YouTube streets.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, Julianne.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, sweetie. Oh no, that's whoa.
Horrifying.
There we go. See, now
My
everything
pores are big, but they
changed.
didn't need to be that big in HD.
Oh, Rita, I'm sorry.
Let's see. I'm trying to find something. Oh my gosh, I had a really nice
Okay, Brandon.
background. There's
Oh, that's cute.
okay. Now, how did I get the names back up?
Now, how did you do that?
You can add a short video. I think it's under video. I don't know.
It's under virtual background in this setting.
But how did you make the video the balls rotate and change colors and stuff?
It was just a movie. It was just a video that I have in my, what's that thing called? My editing program has a free video, and that was it. And I just trimmed it down to the size, and I forgot where whoa, that's weird. I'm trying to think how it was.
Lisa, good morning.
And you got to have so many, and it's in virtual background somewhere. You add it somewhere.
Okay.
I
Got
don't know. Like
I know
they've
where
changed
it is.
they've changed so much, and I am totally lost on this now. Like I had to create a whole new background, like to get our names up. It's
there
a whole
it
new it's a whole new background, which changes
Oh, good.
everything that
Hmm.
I don't like. You know, my everything.
I set up my live one day early in the morning, and when I came back to go live, they had changed the panel, and I'm like, "You can't change this in the middle of the day. I know where everything is.
Right?
I'm trying to go live, and I can't find my
Mhm.
buttons."
Yeah, they just change everything, and nothing makes sense the way they changed everything.
And
I
it's
hate the
like
YouTube
they
interface
don't
for
warn
it. I
you
use
ahead
a
of
piece of
time.
software for it, so as long as my software never changes, I'm good. But
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it
stream
like this right now.
the StreamYard, I don't even know how to use this thing.
It,
So
it they did an update since the last time I actually used it, and now everything is everywhere. Some things are hidden now, and it's like, why?
hmm.
Well, they have everything was under one panel before,
I'm
and now
trying
they've
something.
split
Sorry.
them up between two different menu toggles. Oh, look at
Oh, there we
you!
go.
There we go. Because they put it under style.
Oh,
Because they did some media assets, which is all the little things that this bubble name and stuff used to be all on the same tab. Now they split it up.
hmm. Just gotta make it complicated, don't they?
Yeah, because we can do that too if we wanted to.
Oh, that's cute.
But it can get annoying, I'm sure.
You gotta sit right in the right place.
I know, right?
And then I don't have to figure them out.
I don't use StreamYard all that often anymore because my lives are just pop-ups. So it's like I'm sitting here working up something or sketching something out or deciding on what yarns I'm going to make this project out of. And so I was like, oh, screw it. Let's just go live. So I pull up my phone and hit live. And
I
it's
could
so
do
much.
that. That would give me more anxiety than planning it out for days.
See, for me, my anxiety comes from seeing it scheduled.
Hmm.
And oh my gosh, it just what?
Really, Queen? Oh my goodness!
Oh, because you're on phone. I did not realize that. That makes a lot of sense. Diana, I'm gonna pull up my own live on my phone. Which I've never watched myself, which is weird.
I can't. It's part of the reason why I do very light editing on my videos. I can't stand to watch myself.
I'm right with you, Cindy.
Crochet Witch. Oh my gosh, Heather. Let me pull up her comment. I just read that. There we go. That's exactly what happened. I'm gonna leave this alone. Oh, let me see what this does.
Hey, if it's got a button on it, I'm gonna push it. I don't care what happens. Don't ever give me nuclear codes or anything like that.
There, I'm gonna take it off the video background because somebody said it's easier to see. I guess they're on like a mobile device. I didn't even think about that. I was doing festive,
Right?
you know.
I like
So the background, the intro was really, really festive. The outro is going to be even more festive.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
And I made just because I had plans on doing, every hour and a half doing a 15-minute intermission, and I made a 15-minute long video. Cute, just animated Christmas stuff
Mm-hmm.
that I threw
Okay.
together and Christmas music and just little cute things. And I had a little countdown timer so people could get up, get their project. So if you're sitting here watching this now, go get your crochet project. You should be crocheting.
Unlike me, I gave up on my blanket. It's too hot in this room to work on a blanket.
I had to close the vent in this room because I don't have a ceiling fan in here because I get cold easy.
Yeah.
And I just don't want a ceiling fan blowing down my back or, blowing on my back. And it makes me miserable. So I'm like, well, I'll do without the ceiling fan. But that I had to, when I got up just a minute ago, I had to close the vent in here because that heater was just, oh my gosh. Plus, I sit here with an electric throw on my legs.
Mm. Yeah, this room is just the hottest room in the house for some reason. It's like
It's
all
all the yarn.
it could be. I have a lot of insulation in here.
Yeah.
But
Just Fluffy says, I like the America's Most knotted layout. Bring it back.
The America's Most what?
Knotted layout.
I don't know what that is.
You didn't have that on earlier? Instead of America's Most Wanted?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh. Just Fluffy? What are you referring to? Because I wasn't here then. Nessa, hello. Merry Christmas.
I'm trying to find the comment.
The 3 side by side.
Oh, the 3 side by side. Oh, it made us look weird. It looked like we were in one of those funhouse mirrors.
Oh.
I'm watching the stream, or I have the StreamYard window open on my big 4K monitor, and I did not need to see my face that in high def. No, thank you.
You can see every pore.
I have
every whisker.
Yeah, like I didn't know I had a wrinkle right there, but I do, and now I know that it's there.
Well, I would say that you slept on your pillow wrong, but you haven't been asleep.
Not in a very long time now. The bed's actually covered with project ideas, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's a company that does remakes of the Monopoly game based on cities.
No.
And they usually
yes. We have one.
So I got this for Christmas gaming tomorrow because the major city near me is Jasper. It's just cute. Like all the spaces are like local establishments and things. And
really?
Whatever. But I saw it the other day and I was like, I have to get it for Christmas. So we're going to play this tomorrow.
I have a Star Trek Monopoly.
I have that one too.
Really?
I also have Yellowstone Monopoly. And Battlestar Galactica, which was an import.
Oh, that had to have been.
I love that.
That one I've never opened. It's in storage.
Well, like my Star Trek one hasn't been opened.
See, we opened it. We take Monopoly very seriously in this house. There were times when I was growing up where we would play games that lasted 3 or 4 weeks at a time. We would have like bank ledgers because we would run out of money. So we'd have bank ledgers. You owe me this. We would trade properties back and forth and just keep the game going for weeks.
See, in our household, Monopoly brought out the worst in people.
Oh, it's we're not nice.
Hey, somebody made it back. Welcome back, Russ.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello.
Well, hello to you too. Do you feel like stuffing a turkey?
Not right now. I have to do that in 6 hours. Not going to do it right now.
I'm doing Puerto Rican food. I can only have turkey once a year, and if it's not on Thanksgiving, it's on Christmas, and vice versa. And normally I do a ham on the other holiday. I was going to do a brisket. I was at the store the other day and I saw the price of brisket, and I'm like, no, we're just going to do Puerto Rican.
We cheated. We got it catered from Publix, the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
You can go onto their website and order all the sides and your main dish and whatever. So we did turkey at Thanksgiving. We're doing a ham tomorrow. I am going to cook a turkey tomorrow, but it's not for us. I'm going to give it to a friend of mine for their Christmas dinner. So
that's awesome.
That's nice of you.
I always try to cook extra because you never know.
You just, you don't know. You just don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, I'm just doing like it's a pork butt, but it's just seasoning. That's all. And then I'm going to do some Puerto Rican rice, and then I have to make a Southern staple. You have it at every holiday: pea salad.
I'm gonna throw hands. Pea salad? What is that? I'm Southern to the bone. I don't know what that is.
It's canned peas,
Uh-huh.
mayonnaise, chopped up boiled egg. You put some sliced cheese into it, some pepper, and you could add a little bit of garlic. And that's the basic one. And it is
Okay.
so good.
Okay. I like all of those things individually. I've never put them together, so I
Oh,
might have to try that.
I grew up on it. Well, maybe it's a Texas thing. I don't know.
It's not a Georgia thing, at least not where I came from.
Sometimes I
Um,
add crispy bacon to it. I
I was
mean,
gonna say, if you don't say deviled eggs, we're gonna have a problem.
I don't mind. Like, I love making deviled eggs, and I would make them, but it's just me and Panda, and that's just too much methane.
That's a good
Oh.
point.
Well, try baked beans, potato salad, and deviled eggs.
That's 4th of July for us here. In the middle of summer with that.
That's
Yeah.
my chili. No.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because then you're outside. It's fine.
For a while until later. Or if you go to a family gathering like we always did, it was a 2-hour car
Yeah,
ride
well, there is that.
in an 89 Ford Escort hatchback that one of the windows didn't roll down. Yeah, it was fun. When I was a child.
Oh. Well, you know, Lucas, I'm from Missouri. I'm Southern too, and
Mhm.
I had not had the bean salad until this past summer, and I
Mhm.
didn't know what it was. I looked at this dish and I was like, "What is that?" My cousin says, "Oh, that's my favorite salad." And I was like, "I've never seen this before." So I
Yep.
got a little spoonful of it to taste it, and it actually was very good.
What
So I
salad?
had the pea salad.
Oh,
I
pea
had
salad
never had it
is.
before. So I had to Google it to find out what it was.
If it ain't cold, don't eat it though.
I have all of those ingredients in the house. I might add it to tomorrow's dinner.
If it's not cold, don't eat it.
Because
I can
Mayo and heat don't go together.
well, we
Don't
used
tell that to
Miracle
my
Whip, so
family.
it didn't matter, but it was cold.
Yeah.
Well, you don't eat potato salad if it's got mayo in it and it's warm, unless it's the German potato salad.
See, I don't eat potato salad.
Mm.
I love German potato salad.
There's my mother-in-law makes this. We call it it's a type of macaroni salad, but it's not the macaroni salad you think. No, it does have the macaroni, but it also has chopped up black olives,
Mhm.
onion, of course your salt, your pepper, and then of course mayo, but tuna. It has tuna in it. And oh my gosh, will I eat the heck out of that.
Don't know
Tuna
about that.
and black olives.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I didn't when she first made it for us 10 plus years ago. I was like, I don't know. But then I had to bite and I was like, oh, I'm addicted. And that's the only time I'll eat tuna. I'm not a tuna fan, but I'll eat it like that. I made a whole big old bowl of it for me myself because Panda's not going to eat any of it because it's got tuna.
You have to put chicken nuggets in it for Panda.
Depends on which nuggets, because there are some that are better.
Yes, true. Yeah.
And everybody's going to have a very strong opinion on which one they think is better. I have gotten into very verbal arguments with people over nuggets.
You're kidding.
When you work in a very small office for 9, 10, 12 hours a day, you argue over the stupidest things.
So, what is the best chicken nugget?
Wendy's.
Uh-oh.
Wendy's, in my opinion.
Panda,
not
what
a-
do you say? Because you're the chicken nugget lover here. He likes McDonald's.
I'm scrolling down to see if he voted. Panda, what's
He
the
did.
best nugget?
Get out of the side right now.
Oh, he's.
See, I told you, there's strong opinions. Nobody thinks about this until they do. It's a thing.
So now, when it comes to chicken strips, that's something
That's a whole
I
other
could,
conversation.
yes, like for I'm pretty sure y'all don't have them. But Whataburger.
I don't like
Whataburger.
Whataburger chicken because I have Zaxby's.
I don't have any idea what that one is.
I don't like Zaxby's because we have Canes.
We have Canes, but our Canes here is, I don't know, like it was worse than Church's chicken. And Church's used to have some good chicken.
It
We
was
used to have
very
the
good when they
Church's
first
chicken.
started.
Yeah, we used to have one, but then they shut it down and they turned it into an actual church.
What?
Yep, it's a church now.
Are you serious, Lucas?
I'm serious. We had a Church's chicken and they turned it into a church. They still have the drive-through window. They don't use it, but it's still there.
No, they should use the drive-through window. It keeps you from coming in. You can just drive up, get your blessing, and keep
A drive-through
going.
blessing.
Yeah, they did it during COVID. I mean, I don't know.
Right? Now, see, if it
Oh,
was
my
a Catholic
goodness.
church, they could, drive up, get their little sprinkle of holy water, and
Mhm.
drive off.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
drive-through communion. Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Well, yeah. They can do drive-through marriages. They do them in Vegas.
Mhm.
See,
I like
Well,
crispy, crunchy chicken.
Okay, okay.
I do too. A
They're-
lot of people here
Their
like
chicken
eat-
nugget or their chicken tenders are the bomb.
I would put them like fourth on my list, but the 2 and 3 I don't get often because they're like an hour and a half away from me. So
Mm. See, like the KFC here is nasty.
we don't even.
Don't
have
get
one.
me started. I will not eat Chick-fil-A.
Nope.
That's just personal reasons.
Yep.
There we have Chicken Express. To me, that fried chicken is not supposed to look like a bland white
Mm-mm.
on the outside.
If I can't see the seasoning, I'm not eating it.
Oh no. It's like, like I tell white people, we conquered the world for spices. Let's use them.
Please. I was raised by an old Cajun woman. I know how to season my food. I don't eat unseasoned food. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's me. My grandmother was a chef and she taught me how to cook. And she could make anything you wanted from scratch. She was the type that made during the holidays. Well, it would start like in September. She'd start putting everything in the jar for her fruitcake. Oh, you got a buzz off that fruitcake when she made it on Christmas Day.
If it's done right, yep.
It was the best fruitcake I ever had too.
Mhm.
And
do you have the recipe?
no, it didn't. Well, it didn't survive her move. And then when she was trying to recreate it, then she passed away.
Mm.
So nobody got it. Everything else I learned from her. I have no recipes. She's always said, "That's enough," or just grab a spoon and start dumping. All right, that's enough. That was her.
Right.
I was always taught you season until the ancestors tell you to stop. So you just listen. You'll learn and know. You'll learn and know over time. You don't measure anything. You just go. So that's how I learned to cook. And my grandmother always says, if you're not sneezing, it's not seasoned. Point blank.
The only thing I don't use while I'm cooking is salt. I don't like salt.
You don't
So
need salt in a lot of things.
the
but
hubby
it is
loves
just the first
salt.
step.
So I'm like, okay, well, you can use the salt grinder right there. You can salt it afterwards.
Just
Well,
Fluffy, Christmas
sometimes
dinner's
you
at 2
need
p.m.
sometimes you need a little salt to bring out the other seasoning.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
tool to be used, not to be overdone. A lot of people overdo it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only time I don't like spicy food either. But the only time I make anything spicy is when my sinuses are bugging me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then I'll make something spicy. Add some kick to it. May pay for it later, but I'm adding that kick for the sinus because that's a great way. You know, put a little cayenne pepper in something. You're going to get your sinuses are going to open up.
Mhm.
That's when I go to
Yeah.
the Indian buffet. All the curry and the red pepper. I can breathe.
Right?
Oh, I don't think any of you could eat my food. Not,
Oh, you
not
make
that I
hot
cook
stuff?
things spicy on purpose, but
Night
my
Panda.
my
Love you, babe.
grandfather
Give me 1 second.
was
Sorry.
known for his collection of hot sauces. So we are all used to having hot foods. You'd walk in my grandmother's house and he would when he was still alive, he would walk up to you and be like, I got this new thing in, try it with a spoon. And he would shove it in your face. So we'd have to warn people, new people coming into the family or friends visiting or whatever. If he gives you something, don't eat it. Because you're not going to be able to handle it.
I used to work with
an
this guy
interesting-
who loved hot wings. And
Mhm.
you could always tell if the wings were hot enough because his ears would start to turn red.
Yep.
Not his
Yep.
face, but his ears. I
My
was
my
like,
mom
okay.
my mom made the mistake of letting one of her relationships sit down with him. This man's name was Ed, and he was the big ego guy. Like I'm always gonna have to one up you everywhere. And he sat down with my grandfather one day, and he was like, "I grew up in California. Nothing you give me is gonna hurt me because it was Southern California. He was right at the Mexico border. He swore up and down he was used to hot food." My grandfather and this man sat down for an hour and a half tasting various hot sauces that he had in his collection.
Night,
Over
Nessa.
500 bottles when the man died. It was an insane amount of hot sauces. But they were sitting down for a while. My grandfather's stone-faced. This man was in the Navy for a long time. He never showed emotion ever.
Oh.
And on the other side of the table was my mom's boyfriend at the time. And we watched him. He started turning red, and then like beet red, and then he started sweating, and then he started crying, and but he wouldn't move from that table because he refused to let my grandfather win this little argument they were having. And then it got to one point where my grandfather pulled out some kind of something. I don't even know what it was. The bottle was in some random language I didn't know. It was one of the ones where you could just smell it the moment he opened it up. He got up from the table and he like ran outside and turned the hose on because he just couldn't take it anymore. And my grandfather was like, "Yep, see, should have listened. I told you not to try me." But that's what I grew up with. The constant challenge of trying to always one up
yourselves.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That
So-
kind of reminds me of a little bit of a story. Was it 2021? We were foster parents.
Mhm.
These boys loved the spicy Takis.
Mhm.
And we get them the little bag every now and then and be like, okay, you need to be calm on that. You know, eat them sparingly. Don't eat the whole bag in one sitting.
Oh.
They're spicy.
Yeah.
That was cool and all. But then one day I was like, okay, well, the boys have been great. I'm going to get a bigger bag, the big bag of Takis, one for each one of them. And, you know, for a few months, they were great on eating half of each bag of their little bags. So I thought, okay, well, they learned portion control. Boy, was I wrong. The youngest one ate the entire bag, and then that morning we were getting him up to go to school, and he runs. We were walking out because the school is just 2 blocks away, so we were walking. No point in getting in the car to go 2 blocks away.
Right.
And we we get outside, and the little one is like, "Oh," and he runs back to the bathroom. And 5 minutes goes by, and we're like, "We're gonna be late for school." Go in there. I knock on the bathroom door. I'm like, "Hey, we gotta go. Come on, let's go." I have a problem. I have a problem. I need help. We gotta go to the doctor. I'm like, "What is wrong?" "My boho's on fire."
Oh no.
And I'm like,
Oh no.
"Excuse me?" He's like, "Yeah, my boho's on fire." I'm like, "I told you not to eat all those Takis." That's what happens. I was like,
Oh,
"And there's
no.
nothing we can do about it, little man.
You gotta wait it out.
You gotta wait it out."
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh
That's
my
a tough
gosh.
lesson to learn.
And he was 8 years old too, learning that lesson real quick.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
And he had to go through the whole day at school with his bow on fire. On the way home after school, he was just like, "Thank God we're going home. I'm gonna take a shower."
It
Poor
never
kid.
eased up all day.
He ate a party bag.
Wow. See, I love spicy food. I couldn't even do that. That's too much.
He ate them before we could, he was in here playing video games, and then it was his snack time. And I'm like, "All right, don't eat all of them. I have to go." We had to do some classes for the foster parents. So I was like, "We got to go do a class. Don't eat all your back." By the time we came back, his was all empty. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
My goodness.
I told Panda, I was like, "This boy's going to be hurting in the morning." "Oh, no. He's going to be fine. It didn't bother him before." I was like, "That was only half of those the little grab bags." Okay. Boy, did it bother him.
Kid.
Yeah, and we made him. Carmen's like, "And you made him go to school?" Well, it was their second day of school in this new school district, so they had to go to school.
Oh, yeah. That's tough. Poor kid.
Oh, Queen C, enjoy. That sounds good.
It's
She's
one.
gonna
That's
have
one type of food I've
Ethiopian
never
food
had
for
before.
Christmas.
I'm so jealous.
We just got Amarillo is almost. There's food trucks everywhere. It's food truck central,
Oh,
and we just got an Ethiopian food truck.
So jealous.
I want to try it so bad.
I would
go
love.
for it.
I'm the type of person that would go on like a food journey across the world if I ever won money on the
Mhm.
lottery. I don't want to go to see sites or anything. I want to go to like random neighborhoods and be like, "What are you eating today? Can I have some?"
Yeah, you got to go to the mom and pop restaurants. That's where you're gonna get
Yeah,
the best food.
I don't want to go to tourist traps. I want to go to like somebody's aunt's
Mhm.
cousin. Like, "What are you cooking today? Can I have some? Will you teach me how to make it?" I love food.
Yeah, and it's like here we have a huge tourist trap, and it's called the Big Texan Steak. Right? They have that 72-ounce steak. If eaten in 1 hour, it's free. And people, it's a big tourist trap. The steaks are very mediocre. They're almost bland, and it's just like you got to get off I-40, which is Interstate 40 goes from coast to coast.
Mhm.
Get off of that highway. Don't ever eat at a restaurant on a major thoroughway because you're not going to get the best food. Get off of it. Go branch. Find a rundown looking building. I guarantee you it's clean though in the inside, and you're going to get some. You're going to get some really good food.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it around here is we have great. Everybody opens up either a burger joint or what's the other thing they open up here all the time? Well, coffee shops. I think that's everywhere though. Every new building going up is usually a coffee shop.
Ours is usually what they call country cooking, but it's not really. Somebody will be in the kitchen making a protein fresh, but all the side dishes are from a can. That's all that they are.
Oh,
And it's usually served cafeteria style with those plastic trays that you had in school, the little
like
dividers.
First Cafeteria.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Furs was good food
That's
though.
all that we have here. We have one Chinese buffet that has one hot table, and that's it. And 4 of those country cooking restaurants. I don't go out here. If I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna cook it myself, and it'll be better.
Right? We have, I think we have we used to have a really good Chinese buffet called China Buffet. There's a couple of them that they're all right. Then we used to have, well, years and years ago, we had Western Sizzler, but we used to have, well, Golden Corral's buffet. Then we used to have Furs, but the Furs here closed down and they turned it into something else, another buffet. But I don't like buffets now because when Golden Corral started going downhill, that just burnt me out on buffets. I don't know if Golden Corral went downhill for y'all where y'all live, but it's like you go to get a steak or get the mac and cheese. Everything is bland.
I haven't been to Golden Corral in probably 6 or 7 years. So
And then we have Calico County. Oh my gosh, the meal, the lunch and dinner aren't all that great, but the breakfast is the bomb.
Joe, where do the Amish have restaurants? I go to Amish country all the time to their little shops, but I've never seen a restaurant.
I watch a food YouTube channel, and he found an Amish restaurant in like Tampa, Florida, for some reason.
Way down
Of all
there.
places. Yeah. The food looked really good, but no idea why they would be in Tampa.
That's
weird,
very odd.
right? Very strange.
I've never seen a restaurant.
We have a Mennonite community, but they don't have a restaurant.
See, like Brandon lives where I live. We both live in the same city or town or whatever you want to call us. I mean, but yeah, all of our buffets, they just suck.
I blame COVID.
Oh, that's interesting, Carmen. That's good
Ours
to know.
sucked before.
I was thinking COVID, Lucas. I really was.
Well, ours sucked before COVID.
No.
Well, because
we lost all of the restaurants when COVID hit, and it was all just gone. We have some of the fast food stuff, but we don't have any good restaurants here.
we got it. Like we have some. Don't get me wrong. There are some good restaurants, but they're off of like Interstate I-40. They're off of I-40. You know, like that's what I tell people. If you're coming through Amarillo, do not eat anything along I-40 if you want good food. They're tourist traps and they're mass cooking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but there's a lot of burger joints around here. We have a really good one just right by our house called Coyote Bluff. It's been all over the Food Network. Oh my gosh, their burgers are to die for, or close enough. And then we got a really great Thai food here.
I'm jealous.
And
Nearest Thai restaurant is an hour and a half away.
Oh, and then we have a lot of Mexican restaurants, and they're not, chain Mexican restaurants. They're mom and pops. Oh my gosh. And you can turn the holiday season. It's funny. You drive by all these parking lots and you think it's a drug deal going on. No, it's a tamale deal.
They opened a tamale restaurant near me, but I tried it and it was really not good. I was so mad. I was so hopeful because it's run by a family that they own several smaller restaurants with a specific theme, and they had a Mexican place there before they turned it into a specific tamale restaurant. They spent all this money remodeling it and everything. The food is just awful. It's so bad. I feel so bad for them because the Mexican place was really good.
Well, like
Tamales.
I'm not a big tamale fan. It all has to deal with I'm not a big corn fan,
Okay.
so I don't really care for tamales. But literally, you go anywhere in any parking lot during this time of year, it looks like drug deals going on, but it's tamale deals, and it's all hush hush, and you're like, why are you being hush hush? Like like you being suspicious over here with tamales.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole
They
thing.
oh, it is. It is, and you think you're getting caught up in something.
I will throw down some shady things for some good food, but it's got to be good food.
Yes, it really
You give me
does.
you try to meet me in a parking lot for some McDonald's, and I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know you.
Right?
I may
Yeah.
run over you.
Maybe depends on what it is.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Like we don't eat out a lot. I do a lot of cooking because all the good restaurants are on the other side of town. I'm not driving over there. We do go to one Japanese noodle bar called Fun Noodle. Oh my gosh, like they have a meal that I fell in love with when I was stationed in Japan, yakisoba.
Okay.
I fell in love with. I ate that every day. I didn't. Well, during lunch you couldn't leave the base, so I ate chow food. But after dinner, I went straight out to the gate, went out to and sat down at a restaurant and had yakisoba every night for the year I was there. And oh my gosh! And then there's Shy Lee's here in Amarillo, where Brandon's saying it can be kind of sus, but their food is great.
Why is it that the restaurants that look a little sketchy have the best food?
Because
Why?
they put all of their money into the food and not into the
That might be
decor.
it. That might be it.
Because
That
that's
might
what
be
my
it.
late husband used to say. He said the same thing Michael said. Go find you a little hole in the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where you want to go eat, because all of their money goes into the food and they have the best food. Don't go
Mm-hmm.
to a big fancy looking restaurant because the food is going to suck. Because
Yes.
all of their
Yes.
money is in the decor and in the trappings and not in the food.
Mm-hmm.
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 Well, up in like New England, I didn't know this term. Up there, like for me down here, grew up here, we called them mom and pops.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Up there they call them greasy spoons.
Yep.
So the greasy spoons up there were just or the mom and pops were, oh my gosh, you didn't eat at a chain restaurant. Cook mostly Indian food and sometimes Nigerian food. Ooh, I like some Indian food.
Yes.
Sometimes it doesn't agree with me, but I'll still eat it.
I've discovered that I like Thai even better than Indian.
Really?
See, I like Thai, but the ones I don't like is when they do the Thai Chinese,
Mm.
where they try to do an infusion of two, yes, there's similar cultures but different.
Mhm.
I don't like I don't like fusion food. I want
I
to
skip
experience a
those.
culture, not.
Mhm.
It's funny you should say that because I was sent to Dallas for a work thing earlier in the year, and I found a food truck that was Korean tacos, like Korean food in tacos. So I had like a bibimbap taco and I had a tteokbokki taco. It was mix of Korean and like Tex-Mex. It was so good. It was very
Wow.
good.
See, and I'm not a fan of Tex-Mex.
I'm usually not either. I prefer much more authentic Mexican food. Um, but this surprised me. I ordered it. It was probably 11:30. I ordered it on like Uber Eats because I was stuck at a hotel.
Yeah.
It arrived in like 10 minutes. It was very, very fresh. You could tell that it was like made with actual care, not just
Mhm.
thrown into a bucket. And it was so good. I went back 3 times.
And see,
It's
that's what I like about
absolutely
the what are those the food trucks. Their ingredients are 10 times fresher,
Mhm.
and their tacos, like, they make them right then, right, the taco shells right there. That's what I love. Yeah, you're paying for it, but it's some of the best. The food trucks are going to be some of the best food you ever eat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Might be a
And
little
those are some
pricey,
of
but
the
it's going to
hardest
be the
working
best.
people you'll find too.
We have a friend who runs a cheesecake food truck. He's been branching into smash burgers,
Hmm.
but like, he has some of the best cheesecake I ever had in my life. And I've lived all over, and that is some of the best I ever had. We usually during the holidays we'll order one for Thanksgiving and order a whole one for Thanksgiving and a whole one for Christmas. But he has a food truck, literally, that's nothing, that at the beginning was nothing but just cheesecake, and he would sell out every night. He'd make 40 or 50 cheesecakes, have and sell them by the slice, and sell out every night.
Oh
That's a good
wow.
point, Carmen. They won't last long in a food truck if the food's bad.
Yeah, they won't. That's just, and food trucks are huge, they're not as huge as a restaurant investment, but they're a huge investment.
Yes, they are.
It's still a lot of work, especially
Mm,
if you gotta wipe down the whole thing multiple times a day. You can kind of get away with it a little bit in the kitchen, but not in a truck.
yeah. Well, see, I've always wanted to do a food truck because I have an idea. Nothing but tots, tater tots, anyway. You can do breakfast food. You can do a lot with tater tots, right? And I already got the name I want. Drop it like it's tots.
I love it. I love it. There's a food truck that I watch on TikTok sometimes, and it's baked potatoes. Or he's in the UK, so it's technically jacket potatoes. But
Mm.
yeah, I would love that.
And
Oh, that sounds good. I like baked potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had
Russ,
a jacket potato?
Fluffy's asking, "Are you buying yarn?"
Yes.
You-
Yeah.
he was busted.
Would I ever buy yarn?
No, of course not.
My CEO gives me yarn, so I don't need to buy it.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, and Russ, I must thank you. Yes, Michelle told me you're donating yarn to the cause. Thank you so very
The
much.
life in a bag.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll be sending that out after Christmas.
Thank you so much. That's awesome of you.
More than welcome.
That is very awesome.
That is awesome of you. Thank you so much.
I sent out enough yarn to make 100 boggy blankets.
You got it all sent out now?
It's
Oh my.
right after Christmas. The other 20 blankets will go out. So then I can start on your cause, and then I can do my grand finale for the Boggy Creek blankets.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Russ.
Russ, you give a lot out back to the community. It is just amazing how big your heart is.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the kids. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. Because like
Merry
you were saying,
Christmas.
Mike, these little kids, they need the help.
Yes. Just like when like, I know what these foster kids come with. They, like, the brothers that we had, they came with literally a trash bag, one of the big, almost contractor size, but not quite contractor size, full of their clothes that had holes. Their shoes didn't fit, so that they should have been wearing 2 sizes above what they were wearing. So their toes were all, and we went out as soon as they got here. We went out and just spent a mess ton of money getting them clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just the state. here doesn't do crud for them.
Here either. One of my best friends was a foster parent before. What we say that she did is that she failed fostering because she adopted the first sibling group that she was given, and they pulled their
Oh.
license. But they got a pair of brothers. They were 11 months apart, so pretty
Oh,
close in
wow.
age. They arrived to her at 2 a.m. with one of them was wearing a shirt and a diaper. The other one was wearing a pair of socks and a diaper, and that was all they had.
Oh my
That was it.
goodness.
That was it. And they stayed with them as foster children for 3 years, and then they finally were able to adopt them. But
Good night, Heather.
it was
Night.
it's amazing to see that. And I have worked with children's shelters as a volunteer for most of my adult life. I didn't know it was that bad in some cases, and I
Oh.
was in that world.
Yes,
So-
and it will, and then there's the when you're becoming a foster parent, they actually give you backgrounds of these children.
Mhm.
That stuff will break your heart.
Oh, I've seen a lot of things that I will never repeat. I was a driver to take kids from wherever they were to either the shelter or the foster home or the emergency placement or whatever. And
Mm.
I saw parts of that. I will never speak about it in detail because it just tears me up.
Yeah,
Some
that's
of
just
those
like
things are awful.
the boys we ended up getting. They I read their background and I couldn't make it past page 2, and there was 45 pages
Oh no.
Yeah.
because I just couldn't keep reading it because it was hard. It was just breaking my heart.
Yeah.
And that's from what I gather, that's the average for kids in the foster system. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
If they've been in there for a minute, yeah. I mean, depending on the case, some of the things that I've seen are just. I don't know how people can do that to another human. Just
No.
removing the whole child piece out of it. How could you do those things to a human? I don't get it.
No, and I'm glad like people like, VJ jumped on that cause for Life in a Bag, and Russ is donating yarn for that cause. I wish like there was something I could give for that. I can't say I can give a blanket because that takes 12 years to freaking make. No. But, I can help put it out there as much as I can and help that way. But it's just what you two are doing, and Russ with his donating yarn for the blankets or items, and Russ also donating for Boggy Creek, and VJ, what you're doing for Life in a Bag.
Thank you.
You guys are just flat out awesome.
Thank you.
You put yourself ahead of others.
It's for the
100%.
kids. It just touched my heart because it never. I mean, working trauma, I wouldn't
Yes.
work with kids because they touch my heart, and it never occurred to me that they were carrying their belongings in black plastic trash cans, trash bags, or they were taken out of the home with nothing. And I was like, oh no, I can do something about that.
Yes.
Mhm.
I know people who crochet. I got people.
Yeah.
Right?
People.
And
We can help.
like you said with dealing with peds, if we had a peds surgery that we did during the day, I would back out. I couldn't do it. But when I'm on call and when you have a trauma case come in that is a peds, and you're having to do a craniotomy on a 3-year-old because of a father,
Mhm.
and you're the only one that is the surgical first assist on duty, you have no choice. You can't back out. And oh my gosh, like the amount of times we had to take breaks, or I had to step back and gather myself because I couldn't. It was hard because you
Yeah.
not. I know we're there to to help. The thing that got me past all that, not got me past it, but kept me going was I'm trying to help save this kid's life.
Right.
But knowing that another human being, somebody who is supposed to be protecting this child, did this, just it breaks your heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I want to take the drill to that father.
Girl, tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's way more than that.
Michael, Tina, and Bon Bon want to know more about the cause, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead, girl. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna put you big.
Thank you. No, don't make me big. Leave me,
Oh, okay.
leave me here. No, don't make me big. It's called My Life in a Bag. And his premise is that every foster child gets a suitcase with the essentials in it because, like we were saying earlier, a lot of the kids are taken out of the home and they have nothing but the clothes on their backs. Or if they are able to bring something out of the home, they're carrying it in black plastic garbage bags. And the gentleman's mission is to give the children their dignity back. And every child gets a suitcase. And he said that it takes $250 to fill a suitcase. And I said, well, we don't have any money because most of us are on fixed incomes, but I have people who crochet and we can make things for the children. And he said, fantastic, because winter's coming. They need hats, they need scarves, they need whatever. So we were making, hats and scarves and just all of the plushies and amigurumis. The blankets, he wants 50 by 60 or 22 by 30.
Okay.
So we're just
Baby and
cleaning
toddler.
out our stash and cleaning, we're crocheters. We like to make, we've got piles of things that we've made that we don't know what to do with. And so we're gathering everything together and we're donating it to My Life in a Bag.
That is very awesome.
Thank you.
And then Russ donating yarn for the cause.
Thank you so much, Russ.
It's like I said, y'all. It just your hearts are just amazing.
Yeah. I've had people donating things. Oh, I've got one sitting here. She donated the suitcase and it was stuffed with makes that she sent for the children.
Oh, wow.
That I'm going to send. So I've got 4 suitcases so far, and I've got 4 of the white drawstring trash bags, the regular black plastic trash bag, and the an industrial size trash bag that were donated by one of the Lutheran churches.
Do
So
you
we're
have
making a start.
do you have like an Amazon wish list or of things that you're looking for?
No, I don't.
Good night, Lisa. Somebody was
Lisa.
asking again. What was the sizes of the blankets? Mad Mimi, Lala, I'm here until 7 a.m. This is a marathon Christmas live to keep everybody company.
Blankets are 50 by 60. I'll put it in the chat.
And I'll
And
pin
the
it.
baby blankets, he wanted 22 by 30. And that's what he said he wanted. I would have made him 30 by 30, but he said 22 by 30. So
Okay.
give the man what he wants.
Oh,
I would ask him if there was an Amazon wish list that we could share of things he's looking for specifically. Like maybe he's got the same products he might put in the suitcase, like shampoo, soaps, that kind of thing. Throw a wish list together and we can share that as well. Then maybe somebody doesn't have time to make something, but maybe they have $5-10 they can throw his way. It's an easy way to do that.
Thank you, Lucas. When I contact him for these donations, I will ask him if he has one because I haven't seen one, or I'll ask him if he can start one. Or
I've
Thank
used
you.
it in a couple of initiatives that I've been involved with, and you get the right amount of momentum with it. Everything on the wish
Mhm.
list is gone. Whatever you need.
Wow.
There are also several websites where you can put them up, and I'll find all this stuff and send it to you. It'll be useful for everything. But there are several websites and things that I see through my job and just the people I interact with daily, where corporations will go and find wish lists like that and buy them out.
Oh,
They'll just buy new
really?
ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
so it's a really useful tool if you get it in the right hands.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
That is awesome. But
Mhm.
to do that.
Yes,
Especially this
Bon
time of
Bon,
year.
please. You probably have something similar to that in Canada.
Mhm.
And Tina is asking, when do you need these by? Is it a
This
year-round
is going
thing?
to be an ongoing project. So whenever. There's no rush, there's no deadline. It's just going to be ongoing. They
Yeah,
also have a Facebook group and a website, and it's just their name, My Life in a Bag Foundation.
.org for the website, right? I think so.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Just Fluffy. It's not necessarily a cash donation specifically, but it gets them exactly what they're looking for, as opposed to countless donations of things they might not necessarily be able to use.
You know what, Just Fluffy? If you go to their website, you can probably do a cash donation there if you
You
like.
can do cash donations from their website. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, thank you, Lucas. Oh, you're welcome, Bon Bon. Thank you so very much. Yeah, when I took my granddaughter to open house at her new school because she just went to middle school. And the gentleman's nickname is Biscuit. Biscuit had a booth there, and I walked by, and he stopped and he gave me his whole spiel, and my heart just pitter pattered, and I'm like, oh no, I can do something with this. I can help. Kitty, welcome in. So that's how I got involved in this.
And if you're in the
That's
U.S., it is a 501(c)(3, so your donations are tax deductible.
now that yeah. That helps a lot of people out because I know some people are always worried about, you know, I want to donate, but got it,
Hmm.
Right. You're welcome, Just Fluffy. Thank you so much for asking, everyone. And there is information on my channel in the community tab. And on Mondays, we do Make Along Mondays, and that's what we're working towards is My Life in a Bag.
Okay.
Oh, post the website link. You have it up, Lucas. Are you able to post it in the chat?
I might be able to. I don't know if the link will post through, but
what are you're on my are you
yeah,
posting
I'm in
on
your
If
chat.
not, I'll get it.
yeah, I'm trying
I just
to
have to look it up.
no, it's can you comment just a letter, Lucas? There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
just did.
There you go. That'll help.
Let's see. There it goes.
Oh,
There's the
you're
link.
welcome, Tina. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Lucas.
Yes, thank everybody for being here. And I am glad you're getting to talk about my life in a bag
Yes.
because like I said, that is
Thank
such a great
you.
cause. People who have never had to deal with the foster system or seen how the foster system is has no idea.
Right. Right. And even with me, I do trauma, but it never occurred to me what their life was like after trauma or before the trauma.
Yes. Ada saying she just found them and started following.
Cora. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So it's, yeah. Oh, did you, Lala? Oh, Lala, Merry Christmas. That was nice of you.
That was awesome. See, we were wanting to adopt, but one of the kids had issues, and they wouldn't split the kids up, the two boys, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
One, he need specialized care, or specialized care, and we couldn't offer that.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't health; it was behavioral. So, and a lot of the children, and it's no fault of theirs that they
No,
do
it's
have
not.
behavioral problems because they're being tossed around.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And people just don't understand that a lot of these children, that's where a lot of it comes from, is because of the being tossed around, and they develop issues that it's hard for them to even get out of, and
Yep.
they always want to throw medication at it. Well, it's not that it what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, medication isn't the answer. Getting them somewhere stable
Yeah.
Mhm.
and in a loving atmosphere would work wonders.
Yeah. Medication is not going to heal cyclical trauma,
No.
and it continues to cycle if you don't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
No. And then they take that latent trauma and carry it through into adulthood, and sometimes do the same thing to their children.
Yes. Well, it's just the trauma compounds it, but then, I don't know how it is in other states, but here in Texas, these children aren't in a foster home, but for 6 months or less, and then getting shipped to another foster home and then another foster home. So they're falling behind constantly in school. So then that frustrates them more, and that just builds upon more and more and more.
You would think that they would do it in between school years.
But still
If they-
changing
There's
with kids that-
many reasons why they would do it, but from what I've seen, a lot of it depends on the resources available in the county that they're in at the time that they're there. And some of these agencies only have budgets for maybe 10 kids, and they will shuffle things around based on money. It's all about money. If one kid is more expensive, it'll go to a different agency who has the resources available to give them some of that support. They never get all that they need, but it's always part of it. And they'll just shift it around based on money. It's an awful way to do it.
Yes.
Because they become commodities at that point.
Like one of the kids, we knew he's dyslexic. I mean, his writing showed it. And we tried to get him help at the school. The school said the state won't do anything until he's been at a stable home for 2 years.
What?
See, that wouldn't happen in Georgia. They would come with an IEP pretty much immediately, and the IEP would stay with the kid.
What's the IE?
That's
What's
unfortunate. It's I forget the actual acronym.
Oh, individual education plan.
Yeah.
But that's we had that. They had the IEPs, but in order to get help with dyslexia and get him tested to get it officially diagnosed, he had to be in a stable home for 2 years before the school
That is
districts were
absurd.
allowed to do it.
Oh, that's
That
sad.
is absurd.
Yeah.
That makes no
So
sense.
what
in
is
the
he
brain.
supposed to do for
Wow.
2 years? Just suffer?
We tried helping the best we could. I mean, like literally, he was in second grade
Hmm.
and literally only knew up to his alphabet up to the letter F. That first summer they were
Wow.
with us, we actually worked with him slowly, and we got him to do A through Z. And that was a big accomplishment, and we celebrated.
Right.
Ice cream, and we went to Brahms because why not ice cream?
Yeah.
but it is the depending on your state, the rules are just ridiculous.
Yeah, Amy brings up a good point too, with the agencies sticking to the
Right,
family
Amy, it
unit and
does.
returning
It
to it.
does.
Yeah, that's sometimes that
Yes.
family unit is way beyond broken, and it's not the answer, but it's the only thing they focus on.
And it is. Yes, exactly. It's like, okay, well, whatever the reason, excuse me, whatever the reason the kids were taken out, and 9 times out of 10, it's a very major issue. But the whole goal is to get the kids back in that situation again, which I don't understand.
Mm-mm.
You took them out of there, out of a effed up situation, but you're wanting to put them back?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And without providing the therapies needed to improve the situation.
See, that's one of the few good things about the Texas here is when the kids were placed, we had 2 weeks to get them into a family medical practitioner, family medicine. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Peds, and to get them with a primary care provider, and of course this is all covered by the state. And we had, I think it was like 20 days to schedule a therapy appointment. Find a therapist and get them scheduled and start the process on all that. They did great on that, making sure we did that we had to get those done. They were calling every day. Did you get this yet? Get this done.
See, that's the support for the child themselves, but what about the family they came from? If the goal, this is why I think it's broken. The goal is to get them back into the family unit they came from in most cases, and they'll support the child to an extent, but they don't care anything about the family they came from to get them the help they need to stop the cycle.
Yes,
Right.
They don't. But yet they want to. The goal is to get these kids back,
right?
Without that,
Right.
That was our issue too. It was like, you're offering these kids all this help, but yet the parents you want to put them back with, there is no help.
Right. For the richest country in the world, we sure do things a lot backwards. It's very strange what we do with our money.
Because it's definitely not an education either.
No, it's I have an education degree, and there's a reason I'm not in the classroom. I make more money doing way less right now.
Yeah, and that is sad.
It is. I could not survive on a teacher's salary.
No, we were going to do when we were back in college after we got out of the Navy. We went to college, of course, and we were going to do the education route. One semester of being a student teacher said, hell no.
Yep.
Not these kids nowadays.
I went through all of that, got my degree, started looking for jobs, and landed the job that I have right now. And I started comparing as I was looking through, like, what am I actually going to do? Where do I want to be in 10 years? And if I did the math,
oh yeah,
if I had been a teacher and I experienced the things that I did over the course of the last 10, 12, 15 years, I would be probably in a shelter somewhere, having lost my mind with no money. I would not have been able to do it. Would not have been able to do it.
And these teachers want that. Oh my God, that pay. They're not paid worth a damn.
No.
And then they got to out of pocket stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to put up with the hoodlums. And when I say that, it's good night. Is she going to bed?
She's going to bed. Night, Granny
Good
D.
night, Granny D.
Good night, Granny D. Thank you for coming up. And then they got to deal with the hoodlums.
Mm-hmm.
And still try to teach the kids that want to learn. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, just Fluffy. I want to be in the classroom,
Mhm.
but I know that I can't survive on it. It's
Yeah.
really tough. I'm glad that I never went into one because I wouldn't be able to leave it. But if I had done, my
Mhm.
life would be very different right now.
Well, and like enrollment is so low here. Like Brandon saying, enrollment in our school, especially our elementary schools, are so low because the birth rate is low,
Hmm.
and they're having to close 3 elementary schools.
That's wild.
And they were each averaging about 256 students in an elementary school.
I
So now they're
live in a very
overcrowding
small
more.
county, and that's about average for our elementary schools, just on a day-to-day basis. And they're talking about building another one.
While we're closing down 3.
That's wild.
But are you closing down the 3 because of politics?
No, they're closing down the 3 because of population. They
There isn't enough federal funding to keep it moving. Probably.
Because there's not enough students.
Yeah.
They each have about 256, between 250 and 260 students, and those schools are need about 400 students to stay open, and they have to close them down. And now those, because that way our elementary schools are situated, they're neighborhood based,
Right.
and so the ones that they're closing down, now those kids got to go another extra little bit further to go to elementary school, a whole new elementary school. But yes, they're going with their friends, but it's still new teachers, new everything. And it's just the birth rate here is just very low. Our town population, I think it's over 200,000, but the population is just the birth rate is just so low. There's no sustainability on it. I have a feeling in a few years they're going to have to start closing down some of the middle schools we have. Because if they're already reaching this with the elementary schools, they're going to reach it with the middle schools.
Because those kids are going to grow up. I mean,
now they won't close any of the high schools down.
Well,
because we ain't got many of those
in my county.
And it's weird how we have our main school district, and then we have a town south of us. It's like 20, 30 miles, but their school district reaches into our town city limits. So we have a high school from them, and then there's an independent school district inside the city. Actually, 2. It is complicated. It makes no sense. But it's like, what, I know they won't close down the high schools, but it's just, it's a cycle. And the thing is the voters here, we had an arena on the vote. If the city's going to use their hotel occupancy tax to build it and maintain it, and it would have been a really good size arena, which would draw in venues. No, they voted against it because they won't anything that's going to help the city improve and bring in population and bring in jobs and money and events. That they'll vote against it in a heartbeat.
We do the same thing here. We don't have some of the same challenges, but the county is not really managed well. The county got hacked by an email phishing scheme and lost $300,000. So our tax rates went up 2 cents.
Because they messed up?
They get hacked.
Yeah. Who knows? But that's what happened last year. And then this year, they want to create new branding for the county, new logos, which means all the vehicles get repainted, all of that stuff. to the tune of another $175,000. So our tax rates went up another penny to pay for that. So we get things like that. But the school system, they fired the superintendent halfway through his contract, and the county found out, based on the public records after the firing and the lawsuit that came, that they were paying him $400,000 a year for a county that has 4 elementary schools, a middle school, a junior high school, and a high school. That's it.
Wow.
Why is he making $400,000? So
Somebody.
we have issues. but we don't get any of the benefits from any of the things that we're paying for, because it's all paying for mistakes from previous years.
Oh.
Wow.
Who's your city manager? When did he come up for re-election?
It's been the same man for the last 35 years.
Oh, he needs to go.
This county will never vote somebody in that is not the good old boys. We've had the same sheriff, the same corrupt people for years. We know that they're corrupt, but nobody will vote them out. So local politics are super important, if you didn't know, for towns like us.
Yes.
Because they know the right people. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I was going to answer Fluffy's. She's asking, like, for here, what is the industry that keeps our town going? Well, most people here are employed in the medical field or by Pantex, which is a nuclear dearmament facility, or by Owens Corning. Bell Helicopter used to be big, but since they started moving a lot of the production from here to Dallas, which was the Ospreys, they've cut down a lot. But most of it is medical here. That's what keeps this town running. And if you ever came through here, you'd know what I'm talking about. And a Toot and Totem on every damn corner. Toot and Totem is a convenience store.
We are entirely based around marble mines. There are 6 marble mines within a 5-mile radius of my house. Some very expensive marbles are here. All of the marble in the Washington Monument came from here. There is a vein of pink marble that is owned exclusively by an Italian company that's mined here. So that's where all of the money comes from. Every person that is my age or younger is a commuter. They don't work in the county. They come in and live out here because the rent and mortgages are way cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that tax money is spent in the county because there's nothing here for us to do or spend our money in. So everything that we get is really based around all of that.
Wow.
Queen Sea Creative. I'm in the North Georgia mountains, about an hour's drive directly north of Atlanta.
Yeah, and like Pantex is a very big employer, but it's like pulling teeth to get employed out there because you got to go through so many background checks because you're working with nuclear weapons.
Oh.
No, thank you.
IBP changed names to Tyson. They're a big employer, but they're not inside the city limits. They're a little bit of whatever. It's out there. People do commute. But Bell Helicopter changing a lot of their Osprey production from here to Dallas, which is weird. They build some of it here, the Ospreys, ship it to Dallas, build another 90% of it, and then ship it back here to finish it off and do the test flights. I know that's keeping people employed, but that's just weird. That's
a lot of movement.
It's a lot of money to move one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Mint's hat pattern jet I just did the Quicksilver beanie from Bag of Day Crochet in 45 minutes. You could probably get it faster if you're a faster crocheter than me. But I also, a basic double crochet beanie, 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, and we just got a Buc-ee's, so there you go.
I wish we would get one.
I want one. There's one in like 2 hours away from me, but I don't know what they would
It
put
opened
in.
what, like I think last week.
I just want to go for the spectacle. I don't really drive much anymore, so
I want to end up going out there, but I want to wait till the newness is wore off before
does
I
it
go
ever
out
wear
there.
off at a Buc-ee's? I don't know if it does.
That's true too. I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
I've not been to one either. I hear nothing but good things out of it, but
I heard the pay is outstanding.
mm-hmm.
You know, a bathroom janitor makes $25 an hour.
Yeah, which is not bad considering today's
No.
economy. Listen,
I'm
I would say
exaggerating.
that's
It's more
25.
like $18, $19, but
Even still, I mean,
for a bathroom janitor, shoot,
Yeah.
especially in some of the areas they put them in, that's pretty decent money.
yes. And like we live in a very cheap area to live in. You know, the only thing it does suck is the gas fluctuate. Yeah, that's everywhere. You know, the gas price fluctuation. You know, one day you go and it's like $2.19. The very next or that same day it's up to $2.53.
Mm-hmm. We get a lot of that. There's 2 gas stations in my little tiny community that I'm in. They fight each other over who has the cheapest price all day. It goes back. I've seen it go and change as much as $5 a gallon in one day, up and down.
What?
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's so like we're on the way from the Gulf to like Tennessee, so the trucks are driving out here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a little bit different if we were a little bit further east because it's out of the way for most of the main highways. But we're so close to it that it's a little bit cheaper for us.
Well, I mean, we have a processing plant, a Phillips. I don't know if it's even still open in Borger, but a Phillips processing plant. And I think what keeps us a little bit cheaper to a point, like if you get away from, like I said, get away from I-40, the price goes a little bit cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
It's that tourist you're going to pay on I-40.
Mm-hmm.
But like I-40 helps us. Plus, we're on what is it called? Corridor to the Plains. It's a bunch of routes that like truckers take from Mexico border up to Canada, and I think it's called the Corridor of the Plains or something like that. And we're right in the middle of it, which helps keep our gas kind of lower than normal.
Mm-hmm. We've got really bad gas tax here. It's crazy.
And Brandon was saying that when the Buc-ee's opened up, well, one, they ran out of gas on the first week because their gas was below $2 for their grand opening.
Wow.
Dang, I wish I would have known that. I would have waited that line to fill up. Because I normally go to Sam's and get gas.
I think we're just over $3 a gallon at this point.
Oh wow.
We think ours is $2.85.
We've got a big tourist like rental cabin situation on this side of the county, and they bump all the prices up in the winter.
Mm-hmm. Well, like here, like I said, we have a Toot and Total, what we call that's the name of the convenience store on almost every corner, and the prices are jacked up, especially when it comes holiday. 2 days before the travel starts for that holiday, they up their prices.
Yeah.
After the holiday, the price goes back down. Just right before Christmas.
I won't go shopping anywhere near me the week before Thanksgiving and the week before and after Christmas. No, thank you. Because that's when all the tourists are here.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like, I get annoyed on the travel holidays when I want to go get a Whataburger and people pulled off the road to get Whataburger on their as they're traveling. So I can only imagine. Oh my gosh, like living in a tourist destination.
It's usually not terrible, but the rental cabin volume means that my 3,000 person town balloons up to 17,000.
Mm.
What is Alexa doing with my lights? What is happening
She
in this
says
room?
it's time for you to go to bed in case you hadn't noticed.
It is almost 3. I probably should go.
You got to start cooking too, don't you?
Oh
no, you haven't catered, but you got to cook the turkey.
I've got to throw the turkey in. My friend's going to pick it up at like 11:30, 12, so I probably need to get it in about 5 hours.
Mm.
It'll be all right. I can sleep while it's cooking. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just, as soon as I get done with the live this morning, I'm putting the pork butt in the slow cooker, season it with the Puerto Rican stuff, and then just let that thing cook, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah, just Fluffy. The infrastructure doesn't handle it. That's part of our problem. We have a moratorium right now on brand new water hookups to the county water system because it's overloaded and can't handle the volume it has right now.
Oh my goodness!
For the next 2 years. So there's a lot of things happening that are not great. I'm on a well. It's not going to affect me at all. But some of the things that we were hoping to get in the next 5-10 years are just not going to happen right now. Like they just spent maybe a little over $1 billion redeveloping a section of town for a shopping center, for a Publix and a Chick-fil-A and several other things to sort of revitalize part of the town. It's not going to happen now because they can't have water. So it's just going to sit there.
So they spent $1 billion for nothing.
Yeah. This is what people do here.
Wow.
It's absolutely insane. But my mortgage is less than $500 a month. So,
That's yeah.
You got to take what you can get.
Right. You're living your best life. Nobody else has water, but that's okay because you have a well.
I got water. As long as I have water.
I have a well too, so
it's nice as long as that pump is working.
Well, we just had it replaced a few years ago, so we're good.
Yeah, I was burnt out 2 years ago, and I dread every winter. So.
Oh really? Yeah, I can only. I live on the city supply, which I don't drink. I only cook with.
Yeah, the fun thing about the county water is that they dug the pipes and all of that stuff along my road about 7 or 8 years ago, and they were giving us like a one-time fee to add in like a junction box so we could connect to it if we want to in the future. They put in a meter and things at the end of the driveway for like $150. So I paid that, whatever. But now I found out, because we have a neighbor building a house along the road, the pipes don't even have water pressure at all. There's no water in our pipes. Nobody on our road is using it. There's no water in the pipes. The fire hydrants are empty. Like, what are they going to do? There's no water. So found that out a month ago. No idea what to do with that. So I don't have any options to connect to anything for the next couple of years. So if my well runs dry,
bottle it.
What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. Because oh my goodness.
So we have a lot of benefits, but most of it is negative right now.
Most of it is worrying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
That's sad.
I agree, Amy. It's a
That is
beautiful
so
place to
sad.
live. It is a beautiful place to live. But it's at this rate, I don't see it surviving, which is really unfortunate.
Mm. Wow.
Which is a wonderful conversation to have on Christmas.
Well, it's things that, other
Things
may not
that
be
make you go,
well, it very is the things that make you go,
Yeah.
but it's conversation that keeps us talking and going. It's one, we're learning more about you and what you're having to go through and deal with, or any of us. It's plus just realizing we're not the only city or state government that's screwed up.
Oh no. Oh no. It's like this everywhere.
Yes.
It's like this everywhere. Some people just don't know about it. I know about it because I asked too many damn questions.
My husband gets on to me because I ask too many questions. It's like, well, you're not going to know anything unless you ask.
right?
And he's
Yeah.
like, well, you shouldn't be asking. No, I'm just kidding. You shouldn't be
Sorry
asking those
about that,
questions,
Just
but
Fluffy.
This is why life should happen more often.
yeah, because at the
I learned
beginning, the
something
first few
from
hours
that.
was pretty, I can't monetize this live.
There may have been a reason I didn't simulcast it to my channel. I planned ahead. No, I'm just kidding.
I came in during the tame part, and this is VJ After Dark, so I've been good.
Hey,
You would have loved it in that first 3 hours with Mikey.
the replay is available in multiple channels if you want to go find it,
I
as
have to
long as
watch
YouTube
it.
doesn't take it down. 'Cause they-
Night,
doing-
Lala. Merry Christmas.
Night, Lala. Good night, everybody. And hello, everybody that came in.
I'm being so good. I have my halo.
Oh,
Well, you were orchestrating a yarn negotiation with your CEO for a while, so
Yeah.
you were distracted for a minute.
Yeah, I just have to go grab Kevin's credit card out of his wallet.
Valid.
I'm
didn't
too
hear
pretty
that.
to pay. I'm too pretty to pay for it on Christmas. I'm just too darn cute on Christmas.
I agree. Just like
well,
just
it's
like I tell
good you
people,
don't
if
have to
I'm
go through
driving,
arbitration.
exactly. It's like I tell people, if I'm driving in traffic, car calories do not count.
See,
You're right. Yeah, right.
They don't. If I'm in traffic, absolutely not.
Tell you who's another hoot tonight was Craig. He's always a hoot.
He is.
Oh my goodness, I love that man to death.
He is.
And Carmen is saying your horns are holding up the halo.
those are the horns of goodness.
Oh my god, it says like a video game item. Oh my goodness.
When I was working, I used to tell them I was adjusting my halo, and they're like, "Yeah, because it's falling off."
Mine's just a bit rusty. It'll be fine.
I got a few cans of WD-40 if you need to borrow it.
There you go. See? Look, you can always fix the rust.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, just Fluffy.
There-
Yeah, I
there's
have to go
plenty-
back and see that.
That was a story of the ages.
Oh my gosh, yes. That I'm still trying to get that. I can't believe he let all that embarrassment out.
You would not have been able to pull that out of me on my deathbed. Yep.
Oh my goodness. I guess we just got to get him some Nova 7 and he'll tell us everything. Oh
Amy,
wow.
I did. That's so I'm ordering from Joann's and I'm ordering from Hirschner's because Hirschner's has 25-cent shipping.
Oh, well,
Ooh.
now I'm spending money. Hold on.
Oh
I can't spend money until after I get the totes.
Oh.
We're going to get 20 of them tomorrow.
Tomorrow as in Thursday?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's when I'm going when Panda gets home from work.
Oh,
no.
I
Yes, he
almost
did,
panicked.
Carmen.
Their website didn't open right off the bat.
Michael, you don't have room for more cubbies in that room?
We were going to move rooms initially. I was going to take over the master
Right.
and move the master in here. Well, between much talking, and that was all Tony's idea, me to move. And with much talking, and then his back is really, really getting worse. We decided, and my legs, we decided, you know what? We just do totes, store the yarn in totes, color coordinate it that way, and label it that way. If I need a certain color, I know right where to go and store those in our climate control garage, and I'll be good.
Okay.
It's just worse on both of us moving. I would love. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to take over the master bedroom. I mean, because all we do in our bedroom anyway, we just sleep in there, and it stores all of our clothes, which that could all fit in here. But the moving aspect of it all would really put me down for almost a month, and I'd be having to do it all because his back is all screwed up.
Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing. I've rearranged this room 3 times in the last 6 months. I don't want to move it, and I don't even have that much. Oh my gosh.
Fluffy says if the site is down, blame Russ.
No, he's too pretty for Christmas blame.
That's right. You can't blame me on Christmas.
I will take all the blame. It's my fault.
Well, like Panda was telling me, he was like, you could just do giveaways for something. I was like, I got plans for every bit of this.
You know how much shipping is now?
Yes, I do.
No.
Well, I'm that my latest blanket, the Enigma blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I held a members live, and I like to, if I'm not going to keep 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to keep what I'm making.
Right.
I do members lives, and we do a giveaway. A member wins that item.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had to ship that out because somebody won it, and it was only $8 to ship out a blanket.
The
But
3
what-
shawls that I shipped out, shawls, mind you, of fingering weight yarn. Most of them were like 800 yards or so. 3 of them, it cost me $75 to ship them, and it was all lower 48. Insane.
Did
Wow.
you have that in boxes?
I used a little trick that my postmaster told me, and I still paid like $75.
Did you go through
I used
pirate ship?
I used pirate ship, and I used very specific packaging, and I did all the weights and everything, and even with that, with the help of the postmaster, who is a woman I've known for 25 years, still very, very expensive.
Wow.
Because she told me, do not come into my store. I have an upcharge right now for the holidays. I was like, okay. All right. I won't do it.
See, I noticed the upcharge when I went to go mail out. It was like I want to say the Wednesday right after Thanksgiving. Mail out I made 2 blanket patterns for Boggy Creek, and my husband just made a blanket, and I went to go mail those 3 out, and it was $40 something for 3 blankets, and they were Boggy Creek size. That's a tiny size.
Yep.
And it was just like, oh my God.
It's bonkers. And if you print through USPS.com, they don't tell you about the holiday surcharge. but every post office has that little notice that they have there. This was literally a piece of paper on a counter taped to it that nobody ever saw. And I just happened to look for a little certified in the green thing that you put on the back of sort of envelope for
Right.
something else that I was shipping out, and it was right next to it. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this? So I went to go talk to the postmaster, and she was like, yeah, we have a holiday surcharge. Don't send anything out and whatever. Yeah, it was a nightmare. So for those that ship often, I don't envy you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use pirate ship, but I use Mylar bags because I don't care how I do the boxes. They always weigh a lot.
That might be my
But
problem is the boxes I had them in.
yeah, even when I do box in a bag, it costs more than if I just do a bag. And we're in the holiday shipping, so the prices will go down at the end of January.
Yeah, we hope.
Yeah.
Things
yes,
are
there is
prices
that.
go up, and they say it's temporary, and then it never goes back down.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
whenever I did my last giveaway, because it was originally supposed to be scheduled as my 3K giveaway, but that got blown through the water, and so we just opted for $20 Amazon gift cards. I did 5 of those. I was like, that's doing through e-gift cards. You just send me your email address, and I just sent it to you. Had Amazon do it. It was so much cheaper than doing 5 individual giveaways and then packaging it up and mailing it.
Yeah,
and they got instantly.
which is a really good way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I don't do giveaways often. I don't like really doing giveaways because of my anxiety level. Because I see some of these channels that do giveaways, and it's like, oh my gosh, I could not deal with that. So whenever I do a giveaway, it's literally unannounced, spur of the moment thing. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I would prefer doing it with a purpose. I don't want to get. It's one of the things that I heard from other YouTubers really early on was be careful what you do with giveaways. Yes, they will get you some attention, but you don't want to be stuck in this bubble of constantly doing them. I was really cautious for a long time of not wanting to do it. I've sort of gone away from that. I'll do them, but I don't want to do it often. I don't want it to be the thing that I do all the time.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not a giveaway channel.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I'm not, and I mean, yeah, I do the lives. Now it's just whenever I feel like popping up, or when Russ invites me over, and then this long one, I'm probably not going to go live for another month after this. But I'm a pure tutorial channel. Giveaways and tutorial channels really don't go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to weave that in.
And I do the item mate giveaway to members because, well, they're the ones who decided to pay a price. No, and I don't offer anything. I just give them the video a few days early. And every now and then we'll do that an item mate giveaway. That's all I can offer.
Yeah.
And so that's my giveaway for them every now and then. And then I've only done 3 giveaways for my public lives. Just because it's the stress of managing all that.
Yeah, for me, at least the Summer of Shawls giveaway that I did, it was
Those were pretty
finishing
shawls.
the items. They were gorgeous. I was so mad that I had to my Tunisian shawl. I was so mad that I had to give it away, but I had agreed to do it, and I set it on camera, and I was like, man, I can always make a new one, but
But I like this one.
I did. It was amazing. But I've now lost my train of thought completely. The Summer of Shawls giveaways that I did, wanted to do it because it had a purpose.
Mhm.
There's a reason behind it. I was doing it as a thing. I'm going to do it again next year, a little differently. But for me, it was really finding the time to package up the things that I wanted to send. I ended up sending things out before I had everything that I wanted because I couldn't wait any longer. I was working with a beekeeper to send local honey. I was working with there's a bakery that also does like preserves and jams and things just down the road. I was going to include some of that in each of the packages, themed to each of the items. I just couldn't make it work in fast enough, so I had to ship the things out earlier than I wanted to. But next year, we're on top of it.
Okay, all right. Quincy, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm wanting to start posting, but felt like maybe people are expecting giveaways. I don't know. No. People don't expect anything. Just they expect you to be yourself. Just be yourself. You know.
Yeah. The advice I was given for giveaways was don't pigeonhole yourself into something you do all the time.
Yes.
So if you want to do a certain type of content, by all means, do that type of content all day, right? But if you don't want to do giveaways, if you're worried about the financial impact to you of the giveaways being an issue, don't do them. If you never do them, nobody will ever expect them.
Yeah.
If you do them every time somebody sees you, they're going to expect it every time they see you. So you gotta figure out what works best for you.
Yes. You know,
I had actually a lady give me a comment on one of my videos, and she goes, "If you did more giveaways, I would subscribe. We come to you to watch, so you should give us something in return." And it's like, that's not what this channel is.
Yep.
And she's like, "Okay, goodbye. Goodbye."
There's always going to be people like that.
mm-hmm.
I go by the philosophy, and this is something I heard from one of our product managers at work. We will do 80% of the time. I'm going to please only so many people some of the time. Never going to please everybody all the time. But if that's what the metric I'm looking for, I'm going to fail. I've got to put out videos that I will watch, and that's what I do. If people come and watch them, cool.
Well, see, Kitty, there are so many people who push niche based content, but like my Tunisian tutorial, let's say that's a simple stitch. The way I teach it, it may be different than the way Lucas teaches. It's going to be different than the way Russ teaches. It's going to be different than the way VJ teaches it. So you could all be out there, but everybody, especially like for tutorials, everybody teaches differently.
Yep. And everybody learns differently too.
Right.
You'll teach it differently, but maybe your style of teaching doesn't work for this person. That's fine.
Or voice or something.
Right.
You know,
you're not going to please 100% of the people ever.
Then you have, you know, the Yarny talks. Everybody talks about different things, though. You know, I could be sitting there telling you this is the best yarn in the helps if I hold it right, best yarn in the world, but then Lucas could come up and say it's the crappiest yarn in the world because, like we said earlier, it's subjective.
Because Lucas can't get it in his stores because Lucas's stores are garbage. I did a video right before I put my Christmas tree up of me going to 3 different stores, and I was just like, let's just look at the yarn selections at the stores that I have. And it was so bad I couldn't even put it in a video and release it. The shelves were so awful.
Oh wow.
So,
and I really think niche is more. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lucas.
You're good.
I have a lag here. I apologize.
You're fine, sweetie.
And I think niche really goes more towards if you're selling things, and it keeps, you know, everybody from trying to sell the same thing. Like, I don't do amigurumi. I've got friends that do amigurumi. That's their niche. I don't sew granny squares together. And I've got friends that do all of the granny square blankets. That's their niche. I like doing hats and scarves and shawls and wearables. And so that's my niche. So you
Mhm.
you do what feels good to you, and
Mhm.
everybody do what they're comfortable with, what they're good at, and what sells in their area or what they can sell on the internet.
Mhm.
Yes. And Kitty, I also get about learning the uh, editing softwares because when I first started, that's why I'm slowly refilming get the stitches. The first 20 stitches I did. One, I had no idea what the heck I was doing filming wise, and then I was also using Blender for editing. I
That's
didn't know
tough.
how I didn't know how terrible that was.
That's yeah. That's tough.
And now I use a really great software called Movavi. It is kind of on the pricier side, but that editing program is just, I don't want to say dummy proof because nobody's a dummy, but it's very user friendly.
Mhm.
It's like one of the best ones I've ever tried. I've tried DaVinci. I've tried them. I didn't like none of them. I tried this one. I got the free trial, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this." And I didn't know. I mean, I learned a lot of editing from Blender because if you can edit on Blender, you can pretty much edit on anything.
Mhm.
I don't edit. Very rare do
No,
I ever edit. Very rare.
you don't have to. I mean, that's the beauty of crafting related channels, right?
Hmm.
If you're doing a tutorial, editing really helps because there's a lot of middle ground that you want to take out and get almost force yourself to get to the point a little faster. But
And a
if
lot
you're
of curse words.
right. But if you're doing just a chatty video, you don't have to edit. Just
Nope.
sit down and chat.
Yeah.
Just sit down and chat.
Even when I do a stitch to or I don't call them tutorials. I call them come learn with me.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, so even when I would do one of those, if I messed up, guess what? It's in that video
Yeah.
because I show people. It's like, look, this is what I just did. So you rip it back out and you go forward. We all make mistakes.
Hmm.
Was it
Right.
like on my Stitch tutorials, the editing that does take place isn't what I cut out is not like the mess ups because I want to show mess ups and show you how to correct it
Yep.
and
Yes.
how it happened. And I try to force those mess ups at times. And that's where I try to force a mess up, which never happens. It's hard to make yourself mess up on purpose so you can have it on film.
Yeah.
And, there's times that you'll see a stitch and I pause because I have a constant sinusitis because of a military issue. And so I have to snort or I have to cough. So I do a lot of cutting that stuff out. Or you'll hear the dog licking himself because this mic is very sensitive. Like their food bowl is on the other side of the house, and you could hear it through this mic. And so it's just there's a lot of that stuff that I edit out, and then because of the editing, I kind of film in reverse. So like what you see at the very beginning, was actually the finished swatch, so I just
Hmm.
cut and moved. So that's just my amount of editing. And now I have seen some where they make errors, and you can see the error made because you can see that stitch pulled up. Like they put their needle in there at one point, and you can see that stitch all stretched out.
Queen C Creative. It really depends on what you're trying to do for camera angle and what you're willing to do for your own setup. Start small.
Yes.
Don't spend a ton of money. Don't what I would say if you're just starting out, because I've been in various YouTube channels for 15 years now. What I would always tell people is start small.
Yeah.
Don't buy a huge microphone. Don't buy a massive camera. Don't buy software. Don't do any of that. Sit down and make a video. Sit down in front of a camera, whether it's your phone, an iPad, a tablet, your laptop, whatever it is. Sit down in front of a camera and record a video. And then watch that video. Don't post it anywhere, but watch it. Did you enjoy making that video? If so, post it on YouTube and see what happens. And then start from there. Maybe you want to cut out like an intro piece. Maybe you sit down, because this is what I do. I'll sit down in front of my camera and I'll center myself and I'll take a few breaths and I'll be like, hello. I'll do a pause and look at the camera and do my intro. I'll cut out that piece. Maybe you want to learn how to do that first. Start small.
Yes, exactly.
And then as you build those skills over time, the quality will improve. You'll learn more piecemeal, so you're not overwhelming yourself, because it's very, very, very easy to look at these tutorials and suggestions from people and be like, whoa, what am I doing? It's very easy to do that. So start small. If you want to make a video, sit down and record something, whether it's be a tutorial. There's a ton of things you can do if you want to do an overhead video looking at your hands. One of the things that I used to do, I would literally just hold my phone in my mouth and look down. Easiest way to do it. Doesn't cost any money. Looks weird, but you got to get the shot somehow, So just start very small, and just build your skills up from there, because everybody starts at zero. This is not something we're born with. We're not learning to see colors. We're not learning to walk. Everybody starts at zero. We all start at the same place in this kind of field.
Well, exactly. And
take baby steps.
There's a well-known creator who pretty much taught me about angles. To film as if you're looking at it through your eyes. So that's why I want to say, about 5 months ago, my angles changed to that. It's not my phone, it's a webcam, but it sits like this. And it's just like, it's my eyeballs. You're seeing things through my eyes. And that's what she told me to do. Would not tell me to do, but said that would help. Because then it'll make people feel like, okay, I'm watching it. It's hard for me to explain what I'm trying to say right now, because I'm starting to get a little sleepy. But they're seeing it through their eyes as I was doing. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh, I can't explain right now.
Yeah, just start small.
And cheap. Literally, you don't have to buy it. If you have a cell phone, a newer cell phone, you don't have to buy anything.
This phone is a better camera than I'm using right now. So
what phone? I don't know.
This is a Samsung Galaxy S24.
There's a lot of people that use that for those.
Your cell phone probably has a better camera than you ever think it has. Start small. You probably have it already in your hand. You've got everything you need. You've got the things you want to talk about in your brain. All you need is a camera and to record a video. That's all you need. You can make it complicated very, very easily and quickly. And you can spend a lot of money if you want to. But you don't have to.
No, you don't.
You don't have to.
And you don't really have to buy much of anything.
Kitty, I'm using the S22.
See?
I have an iPhone 14.
Well, I've got the newest iPad 13-inch Pro.
One of my favorite YouTube channels. It's a gentleman. They record on an old iPad. They edit in iMovie. There you go. You don't have to spend a ton of money.
Well, and the cameras that I use, which is the exact same. I found two. I got lucky. Found two in clearance at Walmart. They're normally $290 cameras.
Wow.
$10 each. You're down right. I picked them up.
Yeah.
And that's what I use. And it's the same quality as we're seeing right now, because it's the exact same camera I use, but it's on a boom arm. So check the clearance size. Oh,
100%. And as you go through your videos, I hate watching my videos now. But when I first started, And even when I started this channel, I started small. I recorded with my phone,
Mhm.
and I watched the videos. What can I improve a little bit at a time to make them better?
Yep.
First for me, it was lighting, because lighting was awful,
It's still an issue with me.
right? Well, you can see Alexa decided to, change that for me randomly. But I don't even have it perfect. But lighting for me was the big one. Then it was microphone, because I had a lot of background noise. But it's really your situation, where you're going to record, what you have that you have availability for you to do.
hmm
All of that is easy to fix. Just do it little bits at a time. The
Yeah.
most important thing is going to be what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I don't care if the video is awful. If you're engaging and you've got something I'm interested in, I'm going to watch a video.
And I'm going to tell you,
I'm like,
the hardest content you're going to film, and this is from experience, the hardest content you're going to film is tutorials.
There's a reason I only have one.
On average, a Stitch tutorial is usually about an hour's worth of footage that I have to get down to at least 15 minutes.
Mhm.
An item make, such as, like, say, my holiday tapestry I made, Happy Holidays, that was 44 hours worth of footage, because you have to go row by row on those. That I had to get down to 6 hours. That the blankets I do, same, not that long, because I don't film the whole blankets. I film just like a swatch. That's what I learned from Crystal, was swatches will get the point across without having to sit there and take up 3 days worth doing a blanket.
Oh yeah.
And those can take, depending on how much you want to talk and explain what you're doing. And I explain everything, are going to be the hardest things you film and edit.
Hey, Kitty Lang, listen, I have ADHD. I'm not medicated. I manage it through a lot of different things. I know exactly what you're feeling with that. The only thing that worked for me was, and this doesn't work for everybody with ADHD, because you have to spend a little bit of time setting it up, but I have a Kanban board, which is a way to track tasks using a physical item. I have on this wall next to me, it is literally just like painter's blue tape and post-it notes. So I have different sections of an idea. Then I have an outline section where I sit down and think, okay, what do I want this to actually be? And then I have a section that goes from outline to what I call the beginning. So I will start a project. I will choose yarn for it. I will do those kinds of things. And then I will do one for a in progress project and then a finished project. And I have a visual representation right in front of me that I see all day, every day, of what I'm doing and where it's at. That is the only way I can keep track of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So there are tons of ways to do that and find a system that'll work for you in your specific neurospicy situation. Just got to find one that works.
Yeah.
And for me, it was finding that physical visual representation of what I'm doing. Every video that I make, I've had a post-it note that I've moved from one section to the other on this wall.
Seriously, and it works for everybody. And everybody, like you said, everybody's different. It works different. Mine's a hot mess of writing and arrows just drawn everywhere. That works for me. That's my process, and your board works for you. And that's great. Like,
but it's finding that one thing that works.
Yes, and
you gotta stick to it. And that ADHD special neurospicy brain is like, this didn't immediately work. I have to walk away. You got to fight that urge a little bit to find what works for you. And once you do, that's it. You're good.
Oh yeah, and just keep repeating that process. And Queen C, and that's hard to come across about editing. You're finding tutorials for editing videos, how to edit videos, because that's all dependent even on the software you decide to use. And I'm not going to give a recommendation for softwares. Because I've only tried a few. I've tried the big ones that a lot of people get with the free DaVinci. I didn't personally like it. I tried the hardest one. I think is the hardest one was Blender. Didn't like it, but I dealt with it. And then I love Movavi, but that's a paid one. Oh, that's cool, Kitty.
Okay.
That is a good idea.
I am definitely a list person, but I have to have a physical version of it. I've tried to do apps. I've tried all kinds of things. I lose it if it's in the digital space. I have to be able to see it. It has to be tangible, or it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer have it in my brain.
Yeah. Well, that's me, because I used to plan everything in my phone of what tutorials coming up, what on the calendars. No, I couldn't. I had to go out and buy the dry erase calendars, and I have them. I have like four. I have 4 of them stuck, so I have 4 months planned out, and nothing better move. Because if I have to move one thing, it throws everything out of whack, and I got to redo it all.
I will tell you, there was a video idea that I had that I wrote down on one of my post-it notes. Right, this is before I changed my whole setup because I didn't know this was a possibility. The post-it note fell off the wall and it fell behind the cabinet, and I lost the idea for 6 months until I moved the table and was cleaning, and I found it, and I was like, oh yeah, forgot about that. But it's just all finding what works for you. Now my post-it notes are basically glued to the wall. They don't come off unless I, have
Physically,
to rip it off.
yeah.
But it's a whole thing. But whatever your situation is and whatever you're working with, find a way to start planning videos that way, and you'll stick with it forever.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there you go. Use a spreadsheet.
That's how I use a spreadsheet on my PC, nowhere near my phone, because I'm always on my PC. That has all my Stitch tutorials scheduled until I think it was September 2031. Because if I don't organize it that way, and I don't, now all those are set for those those Mondays.
Right.
I will lose track. It'll throw everything I have planned out the window, because I try my damnedest to have a Stitch tutorial on that Monday, and that Friday something with that Stitch in it as an item make. And if that gets all out of whack, well, there goes that list, and I'm like, I'm effed.
See, I can't.
In my eyes, I am
with it. I found early on that if I gave myself that box to sit in, I would start to hate the box. So I had to be a little bit outside of that. So now I say 1 video a week, whether I recorded Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever that day is. It's sometime at the end of the week, and for me, the week starts on Monday. That's when I do my video.
Yeah.
So I give myself a window to make sure that video is done. But before, I was like, okay, I must record the video on Fridays at 8 p.m. and then I have to edit it and get it uploaded, because at the time I was uploading videos on my phone and it took forever. That way I could release it Saturday morning at 10 a.m. I had it down to the minute of what I was supposed to be doing, and I hated every second of it. Couldn't do it.
But like you said, once you find that thing that works for you, it works. It works for me unless something gets screwed up.
Yeah.
And I have to move something. Then it throws everything out of whack, because I don't know why. I'm just that meticulous. I don't know if it's I don't have ADHD. I don't. But all the years in the military, everything had to be a certain way. If something wasn't a certain way, everything fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Michael, I think I'm going to have to call it a night.
I knew, yeah, it's about that time for you.
Well, I have to be up in 4 hours, so.
You got to work?
No, I have to go play
Oh, it's
Santa.
Christmas Day. That's right.
Yeah, I have to go play Santa for the kids.
Okay, well, you have a good day. And thank
When
you
was
for
somebody
coming
gonna
up.
tell me it's 3:30 in the morning?
It is 3:30 in the morning.
Hey, Lucas.
I
It's
probably
3:30.
should go. I have to cook in not many hours.
Well, this Santa has to be jolly for the kids, and if I don't get a few hours of sleep, I ain't gonna be jolly.
Right.
Depends on your definition.
Well, thank you for coming up, both of you.
Well, thanks
Hey.
for letting me.
And you have a
Yeah.
great night. And
No, thank you for doing this.
Very much.
well, thank you.
And thank
I'll
you
leave
for
it there.
inviting me.
Because
Of
you know,
course.
but
Yes. But again, oh, it scared me, dog. But yes, thank you for taking time out of your time to
Mhm.
spend with us.
Thank you.
absolutely.
And Merry Christmas,
Next year,
everybody. I'm going to
let's do
drop
it.
down as well because
Okay.
I've got a bunch of
Ooh.
preteens that are going to be over for dinner, and I don't want to choke anybody when they get
You
lippy.
don't want to be on the news?
Nah. It would enhance my sweet, gentle image.
See, I dare somebody to get lippy with me in my kitchen. I will be out on the news and I will tell them exactly what happened. And probably
Merry
three of their
Christmas.
secrets too.
Because I've got crocheting for the foster children to do. I can't go to
Yes.
jail.
Yes. No, not at all.
Thank you
Right.
all so very much. Love and kisses to
Love you all.
everybody. Good
Thank
night,
y'all so much.
everybody. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Michael,
And I'm-
this was
Thank you.
great. This really was.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm gonna be here until I guess that's what's 4.5 more hours.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes, it
once
would
I get the
totally
turkey
ruin my
in-
brand, Queen.
once I get the turkey in, if you're still on, I'll join you. So you might see me again.
I'm gonna as soon as I'm gonna be playing a 15-minute intermission.
Mhm.
I'll get to play the video finally. And that'll give me a chance to go stretch and let the dogs out.
Yes.
Yes,
Because
sir.
Panda's
So
already
he's
asleep.
going to be here until 7 a.m.
Central Standard Time.
Yes. And everybody who knows me knows that this is really late for me.
It is.
I haven't done this in a
I'm-
long time.
I'm usually in bed
And-
at 8. This is
Yeah. I'm usually,
I usually
in bed
don't-
between 9 and 10.
That's about my bedtime in the morning.
I'm up at 4 every day, so
Oh no.
it's been a long day. Almost 24 hours at this point.
Yeah.
Well, you need to
Oh,
get some
man,
sleep,
don't-
and I know
don't say
Russ.
long day. Lucas hasn't told you how long he's been up already.
Well, y'all get some sleep.
23 and a half hours.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, boy. Woo!
But it was
But-
fun. It was absolutely fun.
It
Let's
was
do
a
it
good
again.
time.
Thank you so much. And y'all have a good night and Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you, any of y'all, after my life's done, I'm going to bed.
Yes, you should.
And hug Panda for me.
I will. But we're going to go ahead and have a 15-minute intermission so I can stretch my legs. You can do what you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and thank y'all again. Thank y'all so much. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video. Where is it? I'm trying to find
Merry
it. There we
Christmas,
go.
Vicky, and everybody.
Oh, that's cute.
Welcome back. Let me get that off of there. Okay, how do I do that? I don't know. That's how I do it. There we go. And thank you. Y'all can hear me, right? BJ?
Yes.
Okay.
We hear you.
Okay, thank you all for hanging in there for that 15-minute intermission. And so, VJ, how do you close the stream? You see up there in the top, it should say end. Actually, I can end it for you if you want me to.
Okay, because it says I'm live. And then where it said remove, I was afraid it would just delete everything off my channel.
No, it'd just remove you from the live stream thing.
Oh, so
That
that's
aspect.
like
They've changed it.
Right.
It's more confusing now.
Yes.
A lot more confusing. I'm not going to be using StreamYard in quite a while after this.
Well, you know what? It's good. I love the format. It's just that I didn't know how. This is the only the second time that I was on a multi-stream live,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't remember how we ended it before.
Well, before it used to say up there where it says I don't where you're when you hit it says stream to your channel. It used to say in stream for you.
Okay.
I guess
That anymore.
okay, I can stop it for you if you want me to.
Oh, I can do it. Well, I
Okay.
can do it now that I know that it won't delete my channel or delete the portion of the stream that I had going. So I just wanted to be sure. See, I learned something else new. So thank you, sweetie. Merry
thank you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Bye-bye.
sweetie. Bye.